Welcome to How We Heard It, the podcast about music, pop culture, movies, and more, with your hosts Wayne Bledsoe and Chuck Campbell.
Sawadee. This is Chuck Campbell.
I recognize that. That's
you
Thai.
do? Oh, you got it.
There we go.
You got it.
I've been to Thailand.
All right. Hello, Thailand. We got some listeners over there. This is Chuck Campbell with...
Wayne Bledsoe, who does not speak Thai.
I don't speak Thai, but I learned how to say hello.
Okay.
John Baker. But it's Sawadee Ka or Sawadee Crap.
Right.
Depending on if you're speaking to a man or a woman.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Exactly. And it means hello and goodbye. So there you go. That's our Thai
I also
lesson.
learned how to say, not hot, I'm a foreigner. And I think that was like waving a red flag in front of a bull.
Yeah. That's
I ate the hottest thing I've ever eaten in my life and decided I didn't like Thai food because of that.
Oh, wow.
All right. Well, if we're following our schedule like we think we will, this episode will be posting around the first day of fall.
Right.
Within a couple of days in September. And so, of course, we're going to do songs about fall, maybe September, maybe fall in general, maybe specifically about fall, or at least indicated about fall. Mm-hmm. And I hate fall. What
Do you
guys
really?
think of? Yes,
I love fall.
I love fall.
Hate fall. I hate
It's kind of mournful, but
Yeah, that's it. It's the dread of winter. That's what.
Well, I
that's
get
all I
that.
can think
but
about.
it's not
in fall.
winter yet.
No, it's not winter yet, but
And it's beautiful.
It's around the corner. Yeah, but spring's better because
Oh, yeah.
spring's beautiful and summer's around the corner, you know? And even winter doesn't bother me as much as fall because you're
Really?
in the middle of it. So it's like, okay,
I
we just
hate
got to
winter.
climb out of this.
Well, I'm with John on this. I hate winter. I like fall. The only thing about fall is I get allergies in September really bad.
Ragweed.
Ragweed kills me.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, it's so pretty. I feel so lousy.
Yeah. Well, so for fall, I mean, you know, it's like there's the whole notion of Labor Day is the beginning of fall, which it's not. Certainly not in Tennessee.
No.
It's clearly still summer
hot.
here. Yeah, we're pretty hot, you know.
All the way
well
through
into
October.
Yeah, and the end of
These
October
days.
even. And, of course, school starts way before Labor Day anyway. School's starts kind of in the middle of summer.
Well,
at
but
least.
used to. I mean, school didn't start
Right.
until September.
Right. But my school system, Maryville, is the first week of August. I think Alcoa, the neighboring school, so it was even the end of July.
Yep.
So it's like nobody's waiting till Labor Day to start school anymore.
No.
But, and I guess it's just the associations with fall for me, it, of course, is like, there's a sadness to the beautiful leaves because it's like they're going to fall and the trees aren't dead. I know they're just dormant, but they
Right.
look dead and your garden dies and the flowers die and the grass turns brown and it gets darker earlier and earlier and earlier.
Well, that's depressing, but by the
I'm
same...
not done being depressed with you. and all you can think about, I mean, Halloween is like a little blip, you know, a fun day and all that stuff. But then it's just like you've got all the obligations with family junk and Thanksgiving around the corner, and then Christmas.
Yeah, I'm not a
and
Christmas guy.
Then, you know, New Year's, which is kind of non-holiday anyway. And then you're into our winter here in Tennessee even. I mean, January, we get cold. And it's dark, and it's cold, and everybody's inside all the time, and everybody smells homeless because they're wearing those coats that they've not washed in years. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like summer, you put something new on every day. In winter, it's like that same damn coat. You wear it day after day after day, and it's just like, I don't know. And then people are sick. Everybody's inside and around each other all the time and sick. So I just dread all of that.
Well, I dread winter.
And
but,
I'm a big swimmer. So in the summer, it's perfect. So when I lived on the ocean, I could run into the ocean, or I can jump in the lake now, or go into the pool, depending on where. And, you know, and then this time of year comes around. It's like, nope, you're not getting near that water either. So
Yeah, well, I mean, fall, I mean, we get fall into nearly Christmas nowadays.
That's true.
I mean, it's warm.
Yeah.
And I mean, there were leaves on the trees the second week of December, I think.
Yeah.
Last year. I mean, it was this.
We don't have harsh winters. They're just you go 10 or 12 days in January where you don't see the sun and everything's mushy and wet and it's 42 degrees.
Yeah.
It's not snowy. It's not frozen.
No,
it's just...
But it's just like...
And I just think nothing is ever going to be beautiful again.
I know. And it's just dark. It's just dark.
Yeah, I
it
hate
gets
that.
dark so early.
But that's what makes spring feel like such a miracle.
Okay.
When the flowers come and the days get longer and
Right.
it's supposed to feel that way.
Well, Florida was different. Living in Florida was
Yeah, that's
different.
why I don't want to live in Florida.
Winter was actually perfectly fine. You know, you'd have the dead of winter would be 75 for the high, you know, all that stuff. And but anyway.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I tend to like fall for the most part.
Yeah.
I like Halloween. I mean, around November, I mean, after Thanksgiving, it's like, okay, I'm ready for spring again.
Yeah.
Even though it's not that cold. But yeah, but I like it. I mean, I like watching the leaves fall. It's great watching them turn, and you know, I love just sitting and watching the leaves come off the trees and just float around.
The air gets clear. It's not,
Yeah.
you know.
And the sunsets, you get great sunsets in the
You
fall.
do get nice sunsets at 4 in the afternoon.
Yeah, well, it's not quite 4 here, but you know, in Nashville it is.
It's
Nashville, it's
5,
dark.
You know?
Yeah, I know. 5 o'clock, you're getting off work,
rotten.
and it's. I know.
And the thing is, I'm sleepy. When it gets dark that early, I don't know about you guys, but I'm sleepy. I'm sleepy all winter long.
That's because you're supposed to hibernate.
Part bear. Yeah, it's like I can't just wake up ever. Can't get things done, you know. So, but I found a lot of songs about fall. So, well, you want a lot? I have categories. You've got your usual rando list, or
Fairly random. I mean, I've got a bunch of songs about September. I mean, I will.
yeah.
I want to say, and we talk about Nick Drake a lot on here. Not
Yeah.
you don't, but
No, I
John and I do. But my very favorite fall song of all time is "Time of No Reply" by Nick Drake,
Oh, that's a beautiful song.
and it was not released until like decades after he died.
Okay.
But I think it was the last thing recorded. But it's, you know,
Is it mournful and bittersweet? And
Pretty much everything he did was that way.
Yeah,
There's a few,
yeah.
most everything, I don't know, but his music just gets under your skin.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Well, I'm going to start with football songs.
which I hate. I mean, I don't hate football songs, but I
is
hate
king
football.
in fall. Football is
know.
king. John, you're a sports fan too.
I am.
I love basketball and winter sport, baseball. You know, spring, summer, soccer is cool, but football, even though basketball starts at the end of fall, football is king, and they're. At least I've got some happy associations with songs for football. And these can be songs that are played at the games or songs that are associated with football. I even have subcategories. I'm not going to talk forever about this, y'all, so you don't have to worry about me going on and on about football. But what?
Do you have "Drop Kick Me Jesus" through the goalposts of
I
life?
do not know.
Okay, well, then you don't have your complete football
I guess
set.
I don't. I've never heard that at a game. Is that?
Yeah, they don't play it at games, but it's a football song, right? I know
You've
a
been to
football
like
song.
one game.
I've been to one and a piece of a game. I mean, college. I went to high school football games
Okay.
like 3 times.
Well, me too. And I went to Maryville High School, traditionally a big powerhouse in high school football in Tennessee. And I went to the University of Tennessee, which is part of the SEC, the toughest conference in the country. Tennessee is usually good, but not great. You know, they'll beat Vanderbilt, Kentucky, or whatever every year, and then Georgia or Alabama. You know, you got to play them every year. And anyway. So it's pretty cool because you're not just going to win every game, you're not going to lose every game. It's kind of like there are a lot of games up in the air, so there's excitement of not knowing who's going to win and hoping you win and being bummed out if you don't. So I'll start with the University of Tennessee. The song everyone hears, the whole country and world knows, is Rocky Top after Tennessee. Wayne's eyes have glazed over. Every time Tennessee scores, the band plays Rocky Top. And Wayne, you hate Rocky Top?
Felice and Boudleaux Bryant wrote some wonderful, wonderful songs, and then they wrote Rocky Top.
I don't think they put a woo in it either.
No.
Well, that's the best part now. You know, the fans, they ad-lib, and it's like at a high point, Rocky Top, you'll always be home sweet home to me, good old Rocky Top. Woo! Anyway.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Okay. Well, but to the credit of the University of Tennessee, their actual fight song is called Down the Field. And it's got a little more class, I guess. It sounds more like a
more
an
John
official
Philip
song.
Sousa, a little
Yeah,
more.
it's da 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 da. So there are two fight songs that you're going to hear. You're going to hear Rocky Top, crowd celebrates, sings along, they scored, and then you get your other fight song, which has a lot of credit, I think.
Yeah, well,
I got a lot of memory tied up in the Pride of the Southland marching band.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been watching
It's a
UT
great
football
band.
games since I was a little kid.
Me too.
And those songs, those melodies get stuck in your head.
Yeah. And the thing for me, being from Maryville, the Notre Dame fight song is probably maybe the most famous fight song in the country. Da 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 da.
Yeah.
They played it on Airplane, the movie Airplane. Anyway, that was also Maryville's fight song.
Oh.
So I would hear it on TV associated with Notre Dame, and then I would go to all these Maryville games and hear it. And of course, we had our own rewritten lyrics, and it was like we're the drunkards of Maryville High. So it was like,
I like that better.
Yeah. What is it? Send those sophomores out for Jan, and don't let a sober senior in. Anyway, the whole song, stupid high school kids, playing drunk. So there you go. But those are actual official songs, and every school has their official songs. And then there are a lot of like songs that were big commercial hits that
Are associated.
And the first one I remember is before I was in high school or whatever, but it's Queen's "We Will Rock You" from 1977,
and We Are the Champions.
and We Are the Champions. Yeah. But it always starts with that people stomping in the
stomping and
stands.
clapping.
Yep. So, but Wayne, I think that's a Queen song you don't like.
I got tired of it. I didn't mind it when it was.
Played at football games.
Well, yeah. Once something gets on a football, I mean, the sports crowd gets it. You never get away from it.
Right.
I mean,
No,
even
no.
somebody who scrolls past the sports stations,
Right.
and shows, I can't get away from it.
Right. And I mean,
And I like Queen.
I don't really hear that much anymore, but you still will hear it. And that was how long ago? Like 50 years ago or something. So, and then another one, not quite as old, House of Pain's Jump Around. That's also a big basketball theme, but that's, the rap song, Jump Around, Jump Around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rand also doesn't like that, I take it. You like the White
I think they're right.
Stripes?
Yeah.
Okay, they have the Seven Nation Army from, when was that, 2003? And I don't know that the crowds go through the whole thing, but you'll hear the na, 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 na.
Right.
I'm way off key on that. But anyway. And then the cool thing is that hip-hop has really been integrated, like, mainstream-wise. DJ Khaled, All I Do Is Win, which is all I do is win, win, win. Anyway, no matter what. And anyway, it's a cool song. Wayne's just looking at me like, when am I going to stop?
I'm just keep going on.
That was 2010. DJ Khaled, All I Do Is Win. And then DJ Snake and Lil Jon from 2013, Turned Down for What?
Yeah.
Tennessee was playing that on third downs.
And it was third down.
And it was
for
third
what?
down for what?
Right.
Very rowdy song, and I think older people in the crowd had a hard time with that because they were playing it over the loudspeakers. Very strong hip hop song, Lil Jon.
Yeah.
And I think UT doesn't play that anymore. So,
I got one more sports song.
okay, cool.
How about, I can't remember, was it Rock and Roll Volume 2 by Gary Glitter?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Da-na-na-na-na. Hey!
Hey, yeah. Dun, dun, dun.
Gary Glitter, convicted of pedophilia. I mean,
We
Perfect for sports fans.
I want to keep talking about sports songs. We got Mr. Negative Nancy over here, Wayne. He's never such a
oh no, I mean,
black cloud over our little.
I'm just not a group guy. I just
Right.
don't like. It's like team sports. It's just not. I was never into it. I never
Right.
wanted to be on a team.
Okay.
Well, we're on a podcast team. Don't you like that?
We're on a podcast.
Well,
I think it's part
I mean-
of our team. I think.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it works. I feel like
there's
I'm
something
a
very
team,
satisfying about doing a collective thing with a group of other people.
Right.
But if it's getting the ball from one side of a field to another one, it's just like, okay.
Weren't you
I mean,
like a theater kid?
I was like an everything other than sports kid. Yeah, I was theater. I was chorus. I was
Well, what did they accomplish?
art. A lot of stuff.
I'm saying everything's trivial in the end.
I'm not. I mean,
I'm
if
pulling
you
a Lana
like
Ray Del Rey moment.
if you like sports, more power
Right.
to you. It's just
But
I
you know,
never could get it. I don't.
What
I
you-
mean, it doesn't
what
make
you
sense to me.
What you said about you didn't care about moving the ball and you didn't want to be in
Right.
it. That's how I always felt about guitarists in classic rock. I'm seriously.
It
you said
always
it's like,
comes
I was
back
hearing
down to
myself.
guitars.
No, it's like, no. I mean, it's just like, I don't have any association with this. So I understand you. It's just a different.
Well, I like bowling. I like to go bowling.
Okay.
There's a ball.
I
mean,
like
it's
to
got
play
a ball.
tennis. I like some
There's
sports just to
scoring.
play. Yeah.
You got to get the ball back and forth.
Yeah, it's just I never could get into the whole
Team sports.
and getting the whole crowd together. And I mean,
Yeah.
I guess the correlation that I loved going to rock concerts and
Right.
stuff, and we all felt like a big group of
Right.
people.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's correlation there. I understand it. I just
There's
never
a parallel
connected.
for me in a lot of ways because I've
accept
talked
that.
about that.
Yeah.
It's like going to a game, going to a concert.
Yeah.
The crowd is mostly on the same side.
When 100,000 people are all screaming at the same thing,
You're going to feel something.
you definitely feel that.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand. I used to love going to UT football games. I don't have time to do that anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I'll watch
It's
it
a
on
lot of-
TV.
yeah, I'll watch it on
It takes
it's
all day
Oh my
long.
God! Just getting there and parking and getting into
And
the
dealing
city.
with all the people
and
out
then
in
you're
the parking
sitting
lot.
either in the heat or maybe it's cold or perhaps it's raining or all three things during one game. And the game is really long. It is a pain in the ass to get there and leave.
And
Wait.
go ahead.
I was just going to say, and back when I first started at the newspaper, before you got there, I was a copy clerk, and I had to go run film back and forth. You had to go drive to the game, find the photographer, grab the film, get in the car, and get out of there.
And that's hard to do.
Oh, it was, and there was one time I remember in particular, I don't know who we were playing, but I'm there trying to get through this huge mass of people, and some guy literally walks over the top of my car, hits my head with his foot through the roof because the roof bowed in, and it's like, I hate you people.
It was just one guy,
It was one guy, and I have lots of very good friends who love football, you included.
Yeah.
But it's like I just when I'm playing poker with my buddies, and they have a
That's also competitive.
yeah, it is. They have a game on, or they want to talk about it. They just look at me just like you used to do.
Yeah.
You'd start talking about the game, and you'd look at me and go, "Oh, okay."
Never mind. Yeah, so they won.
Yeah, but I'm the guy who can sit with his back to the TV during the game. So.
Right. Everyone else, it's triple overtime.
And I tend to win better on those because people aren't paying as much attention.
my freshman year at University of Tennessee, I had broken up with my wife for one quarter and took a date to the Alabama game, and it was the first time Alabama's like the biggest rivalry for Tennessee,
Right.
and it was the first time in 12 years that Tennessee beat Alabama, and Knoxville just exploded. They tore the goalpost down, and the date that I was with, she obviously wasn't into me, and she said, "I want you to take me home right after the game," and I had to drive her back to her dorm in the middle of everybody to see if it was awful.
Wow. What a buzzkill. Well, you learn you're not going to stay with that one pretty fast.
Oh, yeah, she was not for me.
Well, that's a good thing. You run up with a good one.
I did.
You won. You won in the end.
I
so
did.
That's awesome. Well, I wanted to do one more thing about football. So this may be the only time I feel kinship with country music because there's so many football songs that country music does.
Yeah.
My Riot Girls, I couldn't find any football songs from the Riot Girls or the Pop Gals or even the grunge guys, But,
Right.
But the country music, they're square into the football.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of them, terrible songs.
Yeah.
But I thought I would circle in on some native Knoxvillians who are huge country stars and the football songs they did.
Right.
So I'm going to start with Kenny Chesney. And in 1998, he did a song called Touchdown Tennessee.
Right.
And it was a tribute to John Ward, who was the voice of the Vols. You probably even knew him yourself. A very nice guy who did the play-by-play announcements for Tennessee football, basketball.
He was a legend.
He was a legend, an awesome man. He was the voice of the Vols from 65 to 99.
Yeah.
And he passed away in 2018, R.I.P. But this was Chesney's song. It was a very reverent tribute to John Ward. And, he interspersed, John Ward calling big plays that Tennessee Vols had made, and then him singing in between. And then he also did a song in 2010 called Boys of Fall.
Right.
Which was also about football in general and the impact and cultural status that it has and how it's a coming of age time for kids and how it unites people. So a couple of real respectful songs.
He did a documentary on high school football too during that time.
Yeah, and he had like even the video they have like interspersed with interviews with like Peyton Manning, who of course played. He was a quarterback at the University of Tennessee before.
When he did that, I went and interviewed him and Johnny Majors and a bunch of different people. I mean, me of all people,
right?
Interviewing the football documentary.
Johnny, what are you, Johnny?
I know who Johnny Majors. I knew who all these people were.
Tennessee
Phil Fulmer and Johnny Majors. I met them both.
Tennessee coach.
I knew who they were.
Yes.
But but that was interesting.
Yeah. So and it was a very like I say, it was a kind tribute. Now our gal Kelsey Ballerini. She went to Knoxville Central High School, and she did a song called "Half of My Hometown," and it's a very bittersweet song, and it's about how high school you graduate, and she says half of my hometown left. Some went north, some went south, some stayed. Some did this, some did that. Some of the homecoming queens cut their hair, and how they all change when they become adults. And in this song, she came to Knoxville from Nashville to record the video. And she had a Knoxville Central cheerleaders uniform. She had a bunch of cheerleaders. They were part of the song. And there was reference to football in the song. And more high school football, but I'm sure the Vols. Because she was also talking about Knoxville and kind of paying homage to Knoxville. And she's on the Central High School football field. It was a big hit for her. And Kenny Chesney was a backing singer for her on it. So it was with Kenny Chesney.
That's cool.
And then our buddy Morgan Wallen, he did a couple of football songs. One in 2018, and Morgan Wallen is one of the biggest stars of this century.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe, but there he is. And he, a big Tennessee fan as well.
Yep.
I forget the high school he went to.
Gibbs.
Okay, Gibbs High School. Isn't that where Kenny Chesney went also?
He went
so
to
Kenny
Gibbs
Chesney and Morgan Wallen both went to Gibbs High School, which is
but about
one
20
of our
years
smaller
apart.
high schools. Oh, wow.
More than more than 20.
Yeah.
Probably 30 years apart. Long time.
So Morgan Wallen, in 2018, he had a song called "Had Me" by Halftime, and it's about going to a UT game, and he's macking on some girl. Mm-hmm. And that's the main theme of that song. And then in 2022, he did one called Tennessee Fan. And he talks about Tennessee always losing to Alabama, like John said. They're a big rival. We kind of look at Georgia and Florida as big rivals now.
I thought Florida was a
chance of beating them. Florida became the biggest rival. Yeah. It depends on your age, but back when Tennessee could beat Alabama fairly regularly, they were considered a big rival. And now it's just like it's going to be a loss.
That was before the Nick Saban era.
Yeah. And
because Alabama had a long trek through the wilderness.
They sure
after
did. Yes, they did.
Bear Bryant.
No, the guy after him.
Congratulations, Wayne! You named an Alabama coach.
I know some of these coaches. It's not like I'm totally ignorant about coaches and players.
There was a big name coach after Bear Bryant that had a long. Man, how quickly we forget.
Yeah.
Because he won some national championships.
Yeah. Well, Alabama always, they'll have a few lean years and then they'll just be a powerhouse for 20
Well, it's because they got $1 gazillion to throw
do.
at whoever's the best coaches.
It makes $1 gazillion for them, so,
Well, have you ever looked at the map? There's a map of the United States that has on each state the highest paid public employee, and like 85 of them are football coaches.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that would include, Well, so the other Morgan Wallen song, 2022, Tennessee Fan, it's about losing to Alabama regularly. He went down to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, so Tennessee was on. He calls himself a Smoky Mountain boy or whatever. And he meets and I guess has sex with an Alabama girl. And he said he's made her a Tennessee fan, and all this stuff. So
by having sex with her?
The power of his lovemaking turned her into a Tennessee fan.
Okay.
I guess I should technically say what got it on with her, and I guess she came back to know. But anyway, he claims she sang Rocky Top. So to contrast our locals, you have Kenny Chesney, who understands football and the meaning and the cultural impact of football. Yeah. You have Kelsey Ballerini, who was looking at the internal power of football and unit, group and all of that stuff, and how that changes over life, and you can look back nostalgically. And Morgan Wallen, whose football is a reason to find women. So that's where they're all coming from.
Okay. All right.
And with all that, Wayne, I'm done talking about sports.
Thank goodness.
The long trek through the
So
wilderness.
tell me about the Kinks or whatever. Yeah.
I don't even know that I could go into summer songs after football. Now I'm thinking about sports songs.
You don't have to. I'm done. I'm not even going to basketball, even though basketball does start in the fall.
Well, at least
I can talk other things if you want.
All right.
We can talk about songs that actually have September in the title.
Let's start there.
Okay.
Let's start there.
I'll start with this too, and then I'll let. The first one I remember ever hearing was "See You in September," and I swear I thought it was women singing. And there's a group called The Happenings that released that in '66. I don't know when I heard this song.
The 66.
But I swear I heard women singing that song, and it made me sad, and I don't know why.
It just sounds like that's actually not a fall song. It's a song. I'm see you in the fall,
right?
But it's a spring song about
Right.
we're not going to be in school seeing each other anymore.
Yeah, and something about hopefully you won't find a summer love, and we'll be back together. Or something. I don't know. I just surface scratched it and thought, wow, I know the melody here, but I don't remember men singing this song, so I don't know what I heard.
Well, they've got high voices. They've got high voices. See you in September. Okay. That's high voices. Well, September by Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Absolutely.
You know that one.
Absolutely wonderful. 1978. I love that song.
Yeah, it's a great
the
song.
horns, the rhythm.
I just love Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't, but it's funny because, September doesn't feel like fall to me, but it's like, it's September.
Technically, Technically the end of fall. Well, we're in Tennessee. It's not going to feel like fall in September ever,
Well, how about this is too old for you. I know. There's a song called September Song.
Yeah, I don't know.
By Kurt Weill, the same guy who wrote Mac the Knife and all the stuff, Three Penny Opera. There's some from a play called Knickerbocker Holiday, which I have no idea anything about Knickerbocker Holiday, but
don't say that again.
September Song is this beautiful song that basically uses the seasons as an allegory for the latter part of your life.
Oh.
And the song it's very sweet because it's like, these days are golden and precious and I want to spend them with you.
Okay.
Who
was the
the person probably who recorded first is Walter Huston, who was the director, John Huston's dad. He was in John Huston's movie Treasure of the Sierra Madre. He's the crazy little old guy that's in it. But he was a Broadway actor. And, everybody's done it, though. Okay. Sinatra's done it, and I think Dinah Washington did it, who also did September in the Rain, which is a great September song.
Yeah, I don't know that one either.
Yeah, that's September in the Rain's about 63, 61, something like that. September song originated in the 30s when Kurt Weill left Weimar Germany when it was becoming Nazi Germany and came to the U.S.
You always say Nazi. I respect it because it's like showing disrespect. It's always like, is that Churchill or who did
Churchill
that?
said Nazis. Right. Nazis. So that's where I get the Nazi Germany.
Okay. Well, Nazi. You go. More power to you. Go ahead.
So there's a great song by a band from Georgia called the Modern Skirts called September Days.
Okay.
September days are the loveliest days of the year.
Okay.
And it's just a real breezy song about...
Are they a rock band?
Mm-hmm. They're a rock band. They're like a modern college rock style band. And it's a song that's just so breezy and you kind of get the feeling of the fall breeze when they sing it.
Okay.
And they were a great band.
September Morn, Neil Diamond, 1979. He's just pounding you in the face with a love song, but he puts his all into it, and it's good for what it is.
I like that phrase, pounding you in the face with a love song.
It's just melodrama, but it's just like, okay, Neil, we get it,
I'm going to use that phrase sometime, Chuck. I'm pounding you in the face with my love song.
That should be the name of the song.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like something you really want to happen. But,
some people do. They're into that.
Yeah, well...
I'm sure you guys know the Bangles version of September Girls, which was written by Alex Chilton.
It's a big star song.
And the Bangles did it in '85, and I'm sure other people have done it too.
Yep.
Did all of them spell girls Gurls?
Yeah.
That's how.
Okay,
That's how
I wasn't sure if this
spelled
was
it.
something. Okay,
No, that's the way it was spelled.
And I think that was probably 73, maybe 72.
Probably 72. I think that's on the second album.
Did he sing that song?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to picture him versus the Bengals.
He had a he had a higher voice in Big Star. I mean, in the box tops, you always think about "Give me a ticket for an aeroplane,"
exactly, yeah.
but no, he used a higher voice in Big Star. So it sounds
Gordon
natural.
Lightfoot.
Well, it was Gordon Lightfoot's speaking voice that Alex Chilton had
all right.
singing.
Also, Fiona Apple had a song called "Pale September," which is a very lovely, kind of elegant piano song, and that was on her title album, her debut album, that also had "Criminal" on it. I think I've said before that I think that song kind of derailed her a little bit because of the video and the sexual video and blah blah blah, and she was so much more than that. But "Pale September," beautiful. I wrote down one of the lines here. She says, "As the embers of summer lost their breath and disappeared, my heart went cold." So very poetic, and she had to claw back from that Criminal video.
Well, Marianne Faithfull has one called "Flaming September," which is a little lustier, as she tended to be.
Yeah,
but it's
when was this in her heroin addiction?
No, this is actually long after she cleaned up. Okay. This is
so she had the gruff voice going then.
Yeah, this is the album that was produced by Angelo
Badalamenti.
Yes. Yeah, thank you for saying it, because I was not going to say it right. But A Secret Life, and it's a really beautiful album. It's very atmospheric, and the whole album kind of feels like fall.
Okay, beautiful. I have to talk about Corb Lund again. He's my country idol, I guess. I don't know why, but one of his, or maybe my absolute favorite song of his, is called "September." And he is a cattleman from Alberta or somewhere in Canada,
someplace up there.
And the song is about having a woman who's helping him with his farm and all that stuff, and he's trying to get her to stay with him through September, and she just wants to go to New York City despite all the acres and acres, hundreds of acres he has in the Rockies, and he's talking like he needs her to stay to help him around the farm and everything, but he's obviously really lonely, and he goes into these little yodeling pitches. Beautiful song, really, really is. I don't know if that's strict country or if that's
Americana country.
Yeah, Americana, I guess, or Canadicana, or
what
do they call Americana in Canada? Is it?
Well, it's the continent. I mean,
all right. North Americana.
I think, but Corb Lund, I mean, what used to be country and western, and he has more of a western feel to everything he does.
Western swing. There's some of that stuff. He's not just your modern country singer.
Well, modern country has so little. I mean, modern country has so much more to do with late 1970s rock than it does what was known as country music back when.
But anyway, he's singing to her, and he's saying he understands that he went and lived in the big city when he was young once too, and he says, but ain't nobody in New York City could need you half as bad.
Right.
So it's just a real lonely. He's about to let her go, and he can't talk her into staying. So great song.
Well, I have two good songs about the last day of summer.
Okay.
One of which is "The Last Day of Summer" by Kirsty MacColl, which is a sweet little song about waiting on a park bench for the guy that has dumped her on the last day of summer, and it's kind of sad, but it's really. But you get that feel of like, okay, this is the end of this, and there's something else going to happen.
Yeah, that's one thing that you do see in a lot of September songs is that transition. It's like, all right,
things ending.
We're losing something that seemed wonderful, but there's opportunity or change coming, and then you might as well embrace it because it's happening whether you do or not.
Yeah, and then there's a Loudon Wainwright song called "Summer's Almost Over." It starts out with, "Summer's almost over. Soon it's back to school. Soon they drain the water out of the swimming pool."
Oh, that's so awful.
Yeah, but it's like,
don't drain the pool.
But it's like adopt a brand new attitude. How positive I'll look. Buy yourself some pencils and a loose leaf notebook.
He's a great lyricist.
Yeah.
Funny, witty lyricist.
Yeah.
I had one October.
Well, we're just getting ahead to October. Wait a minute. I got one more of the Last of Summer, a summer song by Chad and Jeremy, which is talking about, it's like, okay.
Do I know Chad and Jeremy?
Chad and Jeremy, well, that was their big song, Summer Song. They're one of the British Invasion duos.
I thought you were talking about guys we worked with.
No. They were like the same at the same time that Peter and Gordon and other people came out. But Summer Song, people associate with summer, but it's actually about saying goodbye to your, summer love and, moving on. Well, maybe. Okay. But it's talking about how in the fall I'm going to remember this very fondly. It's real sweet. It's a really pretty song and super short. That song is only like a minute and a half or something.
Okay.
I love little pop miniatures.
Yeah, but it's such a pretty song, and it's like you get to feel like you've had at the end of summer.
Okay.
Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I just had October by U2, which, speaking of short, that's a really short song for them. That was back in '81. Mm-hmm. It's very austere, and I looked it up, and it's a cold song, and I don't think Bono even starts singing till a minute in, and then it's only another minute, and then it's done. But it had something, it was like a spiritual turmoil or whatever that we're going through. And I know that was like a real... I don't know. I just knew that was the song, and I thought I haven't really paid much attention to this song.
Yeah. It
was before I was writing about music or anything, and looking back, it was like that probably was impactful for fans.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I've got an October, Waiting for October by Polaris, which is the band that was actually Miracle Legion, and they changed their name for some reason when they did the music for the show, The Adventures of Pete and Pete. It was a Nickelodeon show.
Yeah, that was a good show.
It was a great show. Yeah. Steve Buscemi was in it. Yeah. Iggy Pop had a recurring role. Kate Pearson was in it.
Kate Pearson of the B-52s.
Yeah, Michael Stipe was in one episode as Cruise.
Live action, or was it
live
animated?
Action? It was great, but it was
The Adventures of Pete and Pete.
It's one of the weirdest, most existential children's shows ever made.
Yeah.
But there was a song, and it was in the show called Waiting for October. And I like everything that band did. You had no idea what it was really about. Mm-hmm. I found out that song was actually about the end of the world, the Unification Church, the Reverend Sung Young Moon, who was popular back in the 70s. Yeah. He had predicted the end of the world was going to be October 28th of whatever year that was.
Every year on October 28th.
So that's what that song's actually about, is waiting for the end of the world with the Moonies.
Wow. Okay.
It's a weird song. It doesn't sound like it. It's just sounds like you're waiting for October.
Right. Well, partly. I got sweater songs.
Okay.
I thought sweater songs would work. Of course, Weezer, they had a song called Sweater Song from 1994. That was a pretty cool one, and it was called Undone, the Sweater Song, I think was the official name of it. But it had that great line, if you want to destroy my sweater, hold this thread as I walk away. I love Weezer. I don't listen to them enough these days. Are they still doing stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. And we got a Knoxville guy in that, Brian Bell.
Brian Bell.
He's been like the only... He's the bass player, right? I mean, he's been the only other person who's been in it the whole time.
I think Brian plays second guitar.
Oh, does he?
I think. Okay. I'm not positive anymore.
Okay.
But, it was funny because when they recorded that first album, they had just lost a member, Weezer had. And Brian came from a band called, what was it? I can't remember what the name. He was another band that had a contract but kind of failed after one album.
Okay.
And he sort of re-enthused them because they were all depressed and thought this is not going to work. And he came in and said, "These songs are great. This is terrific. I love this."
Yeah. He seems to be the upbeat guy in the band, So you got to have one of those.
Yeah.
That's our Knoxville guy. Yola Tango has a song called Autumn Sweater, 1997.
Yeah.
It's really grim and ominous song. Go ahead.
No, Yola Tango were fairly grim anyway. I mean,
well, they're just all over the place. You never know what you're going to get. Sometimes they'll put out an album and it'll just be almost ambient music.
Yeah.
And then there'll be a chimey little pop song, and then it just devolves into just noise squall for 15 minutes. And they just do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to a show once here in Knoxville where they played a set, and then they had a comedian come out, and then they played another set after the comedian. And Steve Barry was the comedian. I don't know if you know him. He's a New York comedian. They're from New York, too. And he's kind of confrontive. He engages the audience and sort of... And apparently somebody in the crowd threw a drink on him.
Oh,
and when Yo La Tingo came back out, Ira, who's the main guy in the band, came out and said, "Look, you guys just shut up. I don't even care if you're here. The only reason we're going to play more is because I got invited some really good friends from Nashville to come up and play with us. So I just wish you would just shut up. You've pissed off our, And I was like,
wow,
whoa! I thought it was part of the show, but it was apparently Ira is he says it like he means it.
Yeah, and I always got along with him when I interviewed him.
It seems like, apparently he can be a nice guy, but if you cross him, he's not.
Total music nerds, and I can't remember her name.
Georgia
Hubley. Yeah, her parents were filmmakers, and they did a great animated film that Dizzy Gillespie did one of the voices for. It's about two guys who are working in a sewer, and there's an atomic apocalypse while they're arguing over things in the sewer, and then they come up and there's like nothing there.
Oh, wow.
It's called The Hole, I think.
Interesting concept.
Yeah.
We should, I don't know if there's anything more to say about it, but, in the last few years, there's been so many fans, like, just throwing all kinds of stuff at artists.
It's stupid and
it's
crazy.
It's really disturbing.
Yeah.
Dangerous stuff, and
yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with people that...
Well, Knoxville, I love Knoxville, but we have some of the most disrespectful audiences.
Hey.
It's the truth. It's terrible. Dave Chappelle, we had people. I was at a Shania Twain concert, and some a-hole in the very front, laid a $20 bill up there, asking her to play a song or something. And she was just like, what the hell? And some little privileged jerk, just thinks that everybody is going to jump to his beat.
Yeah.
But we've had really rude audiences a lot of times.
We're some of the nicest people in the country, though. So
Well, we can be, but we've got some bad audiences.
Every city does.
There's some people that just don't get out very often.
Yeah.
Well, and shouldn't.
Yeah.
If you can't be polite,
Mama didn't raise them right.
Stay home.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go to Taylor Swift, a song called Cardigan. It was in 2020. Very nice song. It's part of, I think, an overarching story that she was telling on the album, and it's kind of a bittersweet breakup type thing going on. I believe the girl was in high school at this point. But I have to read this line. She goes, when I felt like an old... Wait. Whoops. I always do this. I hate that. Okay. When I felt like an old cardigan under someone's bed, you put me on and said I was your favorite. So she's like this tribute to someone who made her feel special.
Yeah.
And, spoiler alert, there's not a happy ending here. But for the moment, that was a real... And then one more, I'll just throw out there. Joe Jonas of the Jonas Brothers this year, he put out an album. And there was a song right before summer called Honey Blonde. I think it was late May or something like that. And he says, she looks better in my clothes and my favorite sweater is falling off. So.
Well, I
Joe's
have
feeling his oats.
several songs about leaves falling.
Okay.
I
bet there's an Eva Cassidy song coming, isn't there?
Well, Eva Cassidy does my favorite version of Autumn Leaves, which Autumn Leaves is an old song. That song's at least from the 40s.
Right.
And, Nat King Cole's done it. Everybody basically did it. It's a very famous song. But hers is my favorite of those. Chris Thile, who is the great mandolin player from the Punch Brothers and Nickel Creek. All those things. When he was about 13 years old, he was a prodigy. And he released, I think his first album was earlier than that. But I think this one is his second album, I think, that this song just called Leaves Fall. And he absolutely gets what it feels like to be out walking around and the leaves falling. This pretty little mandolin tune, and it's great.
It's instrumental?
It's instrumental, cool. Totally instrumental. And, while we're on the instrumental, George Winston, who was like a sort of a folky piano player. He has a whole album called Autumn, and it kind of does the same thing. It kind of takes you through what you feel in autumn.
Is that Wyndham Hill?
Wyndham Hill. He was, the great pianist. But
don't say that again either. Am I over anxious? I must be over anxious.
You really are. Simon and Garfunkel, the leaves that are green turn to brown.
I know you will. I'm sorry, Simon and Garfunkel.
I not since you put the thing up. I have not said one of your forbidden words.
But I mean, years of experience of sitting next to you, never know what's going to come out. But
I was on the radio for 18, 20 years.
And you were only fined a few times.
I was never fined. We had some guests.
Sorry, Simon and Garfunkel. I'm sorry.
Go on. Simon and Garfunkel. The leaves are green, turn to brown. And our old buddy Sneaky Pete has one of my favorite Leaf songs. It's just called "Raking Leaves." Am I relaxed? I'm completely relaxed.
Well, the first thing I thought of when you said autumn songs, I thought of a song by Ben Folds called "Don't Change Your Plans for Me."
Yeah, that's a great song.
Where he is leaving his girlfriend in L.A.
Uh-huh.
He just leaves. He gets his stuff together and leaves in the middle of the night and doesn't tell her. He's just like, I know you must be freaking out.
Right.
And the line is, "Don't change your plans for me. I won't move to L.A. The leaves are falling back east, and that's where I ought to be."
Huh.
And it's a beautiful song.
Yeah, I like that song.
That evokes California Dreamin' by the Mamas and the Papas.
That's a winter song, though.
Well, that song was inspired by being in New York during the fall and wanting to go to California.
That's winter. It's winter.
Was it winter?
On this winter day.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I brought
on
that
such
up.
a winter's day, yeah.
I brought it up, amongst my group, and they were like, "No, that's a winter song."
I know Wayne was obsessed with Michelle Phillips, so he's not going to get any of her lines wrong. So.
Hey.
Well, anyway, it was the opposite of Ben Folds. Like, they wanted to get to L.A., so.
This is I'll go for some of the more autumn songs. John and I were going to talk about the Kinks because the Kinks have so many autumn songs.
Let's have it.
The one I thought of was Autumn Almanac,
Yeah.
which is from their sort of early mid-period. It's a great little mini psychedelic song.
Yeah, that's off the same. Well, actually, that was a single. I don't think it was officially on an album, but it became a bonus track. But it was after Waterloo Sunset and that stuff. But if you've not heard the version that's on their last released album, To the Bone, they have, and the American version had 2 CDs, and one was live in the studio. But the live version of that is probably the best version of that song. It's great.
I've never heard that.
It's fun. It kind of gets that bounce to it that makes people want to sing along with it as opposed to the original version, which is not quite as bouncy. But they also have a song on Do It Again called Summer's Gone. And it's about being in the car with the kids, and the wife looks over at the father and says, "Looks like summer's gone," and you get the feeling that maybe it also has something to do with their relationship too.
Oh.
It's really good. And Into the Season, which comes from an earlier Kinks song. And I think the title track to the album Misfits, which talks about the summer's gone and now your winter's creeping in or crawling in, is very much a fall song.
These people get fall then, don't they?
Yeah, and I think like Van Morrison has his album Hard Knows a Highway always reminds me of fall, and it's got fallish songs, including like a 10-minute song called the Autumn Song. But a lot of his albums focus on the fall, which is interesting to me that somebody is so tied to it.
I've written a bunch of songs about the fall.
Yeah.
A song called Leaf Race, and I've got another one called Summer's Over.
Mm-hmm.
To me, fall's very evocative.
Yeah.
I wrote one. It's called "Well, Damn."
It's fall again. Guess I better turn on the football.
Crap! I'm going to Australia for 2 months. And I was telling you guys, this Neil Young song "Harvest Moon" from 1992. I guess I had just never paid that much attention to it, and you all were talking about the difference between his old album Harvest and the new Harvest Moon. But he was just like this gentle old romantic guy in this 92 song, which I don't. Maybe I just automatically wasn't listening to Neil Young. I mean, this was the '90s, so I knew who he was and all that. But
the thing with Neil Young is, I mean, you can find. We were talking about this before we started. But you can find he's done every style pretty much.
Yeah.
And he regularly would piss off the record company because it would be like, well, you've done this album, and then he'd do something totally different, and a lot of fans wouldn't get it.
Yeah, I mean, he's just been so idiosyncratic that, I mean, if you come along for the ride, you don't know what you're going to get.
Buckle in, yeah.
But he writes these beautiful love songs when he wants to, and then sometimes he writes something that'll just make your ears bleed.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like I was saying before, the Neil Young quote that I heard was when he was talking about Harvest, which came out in 72, 3, something
About
like
72,
that.
I think.
Which was his biggest mainstream success. And the next album after that was Tonight's the Night, which is about one of his roadies dying of a heroin overdose. And it is really, really dark and sloppy and messy and raw. And his quote was, I put out Harvest, and that put me right in the middle of the mainstream. And he said, I found that really boring, so I immediately just headed for the ditch.
And he did.
And he did. He just doesn't care.
Well,
he does care, but he doesn't care if it's making anyone else happy.
Well, a similar contemporary, and we've talked about Joni Mitchell before, her song Urge for Going. It starts off with a vision of like waking up and seeing frost on everything, and it's like that's when she gets the urge to move.
Oh, I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel that. I one time went there and there was frost on the windshield, and it was just way too early for that. And I wrote something like, I hate winter, like in the frost, and every time, until I really cleaned up that windshield, those words would always come up and just remind me. Another kind of unexpected was Green Day.
That's a pretty song.
Wake Me Up When September Ends. It's a ballad. It's very melancholy. I think it was inspired by, what was it, his father's death or something like that. So, but a great song and not what you expect from,
Well, Green Day, I mean...
There's a lot more to Green Day than what that initial kind of reaction to them.
They're kind of like the band that had like when the metal bands would have the power ballad, and you listen to that power ballad, and then you get the album, and it's like, well, this isn't like the power ballad.
9 non-power ballads.
It's like Extreme with more than words.
I know. But I think Green Day's the same way. I mean, you get something that's not expected.
Yeah.
The rest of the album is not going to be like that. Time of Your Life's the same way on that album.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, thoughtful, deep song.
Yeah.
And
goodbye to a relationship. I hope you had the time of your life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very reflective, mature,
Yeah.
Make you want to set a car on fire or anything.
Yeah.
I just remember some kid saying, old school punk like Green Day. And I'm like, they're copying old school punk. Old school punk is Stooges and Sex Pistols.
Yeah. Well, there's a great song. I can't remember if I mentioned it before when we were talking about female artists. Who Knows Where the Time Goes?
Oh, yeah, that's Sandy Denny.
Sandy Denny wrote it.
With Fairport Convention.
Mm-hmm. And I think I actually like Judy Collins' version best. But, I mean, Sandy Denny's is great, too. But that's a song that got covered by a lot of folks. And it's really pretty. And it's, starts off with, all the birds are leaving. And how do they know? Yeah. And it's like
they just know.
Yeah,
I'm going off with them too.
Yeah, but it's a beautiful, beautiful song. But you feel that end of summer, start of fall, everything happening.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful song.
I have a couple of songs that evoke. Speaking of women performers, that kind of evoke autumn, and they're both kind of mysterious songs by two of my favorite acts.
Okay,
one's Jane Seabury with "Bird in the Gravel." And this song, no matter how many times I listen to this song, I don't know what it's about. But it's this epic, really long song, and there are all these different characters in it. And her voice is most of them, and some of them are singing, and some of them are talking, and basically it's a country estate in the autumn, and like the kitchen staff, they're real frenetic and everything, and they're singing about the apple harvest and all the things they got to do with the apples and all that. And then there's one about a maid who's taking a walk on her break, and she all the leaves have fallen and they're dry, but they're still green and they're crunching, and she's like kind of hypnotized by something, and then somehow this boy goes wandering in and he's lost a swan, and it's the middle of the night. Like I said, I have no idea what the hell it is. It's something creepy is happening or going on, and maybe there's been a murder or going to be or something like that, but it's really fascinating. Even for her, it's such an experiment, and like I say, she's most of the voices in this. And there's like the guy who owns all the land is looking over the land and proud of himself, and then the butler comes out and is just like trying to remember what to do and to get away and not talk to him. And
This is all Jane Seabury?
Yep. It's all one song called "Bird in the Gravel," and it's very ominous. And there's like a whole night passage when the boy is looking. I think that's actually a boy is looking for his swan, and it's just too dark, and I don't know. It just kind of gets under your skin.
How does a boy have a swan?
I don't know. I don't know
that
how
doesn't
any
make
of
any
this
sense.
stuff happened. I don't know what to do with apples after the harvest either.
Well, I want to bring. I mean, with so much of the time, and I do it especially. We talk about the same people over and over. I don't think I've ever mentioned James McMurtry.
No, I don't think you have.
He was a great singer-songwriter. He has a song called Hurricane Party, which is basically just singing about what it's like to be in a hurricane party and waiting for the hurricane to go.
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
Was it fun?
Yeah. I mean, you're not that afraid. I don't know how to explain it. I mean, after you've lived there a year or two, the hurricane, because they usually don't hit you straight on.
Right.
You know, you're going to get sideswiped maybe, and Category 1, Category 2, I mean, you're not even worried about that.
Yeah.
It's just like thunderstorms. And it has to be like a Category 5 or something like that to really get you worried. And then you're worried about everything, you know, losing power and bridges washing out and all that stuff. But it's so rare. People just think that hurricanes are tracking over and across Florida all the time.
Right.
And they aren't really. I mean, it's not, I don't know. So it's just a party.
Yeah.
Although there was one time when I was working nights and I came home and, you know, was looking over the ocean and there was like weird lightning and stuff. And I may have told you this, did I? And it was a hurricane had just formed off the coast and was expected to hit the coast. And I was like on the bottom floor of a condo on the ocean. I was like, oh my God. And it was like midnight, 1 a.m. I'm like, do I need to, I don't know what to do with this. And it was like, anyway, but, and it ended up not, you know, it just like the water came up the ramp and into the dunes, but didn't get into my condo.
That's good.
But it's not, it just takes something. But September is like pretty much peak hurricane time. You know, hurricane season is June through November, but September, the ocean is warm. This is one beautiful thing. I got to say this, living on the coast, September, best month to live there because all the kids are in school, so there are no families around. Yeah. The bikers are in between. They're up in South Dakota or whatever, and the snowbirds aren't down yet. The ocean is as warm as it's ever going to get, you know, in September because there's no cool down in Florida in September whatsoever. So you've got the whole beach to yourself, and the only thing that can ruin it is a hurricane. Yeah. But if you get sideswiped by a hurricane, if it just kind of passes by, it's even better because the surf is churned up and you get these great waves. And so anyway, that was always my favorite time of year because nobody was there. The beach was yours. The ocean was warm, and the waves were kicking. So.
Well, I want to put you know, somebody I talk about a lot, Mike Craver. He's got one of my favorite songs of his is Ollie's Song. And it has this great line, the west wind's blowing through the sycamore trees, another summer's going, tonight it's going to freeze. And it's just like, you get it. And
but it's that first freeze.
Yeah, but it's a sweet love song.
Yeah.
Nobody's mentioned Autumn in New York by Ella Fitzgerald.
Oh, wow.
I have it down by Billie Holiday, even though Ella's is equal, if not better.
Okay. Well.
But yeah, that's a great song too.
That's the only other one I have.
Giving that.
Well, I can't believe, we were talking about this before we started, I can't believe John didn't bring up Harvest Festival by XTC off the Apple Venus album.
Yeah. Well.
Because that...
My brain was another place.
Okay.
He had a good weekend.
This weekend was...
That's true.
My brain was somewhere else.
Good weekend.
There's also Mellow by Elton John off the Honky Chateau album. And it's a real fallish sounding stuff. It's a romantic song, but it's talking about, you know, starting the fire and getting the beer and curling up in the bed and, you know, not sleeping.
The other song I was going to talk about that's a vague story, it's Divinals, and it's called Dear Diary.
Yeah.
And it's from 1985. And it sounds like just a girl writing in her diary about wanting love and feeling lonely, and but there's a whole other passage in it, a whole other part to this song, and she's talking about enduring these long, hot days. But now what is it she says? The fairground sky is empty and chilled, and all the grass is white and all this stuff. And she talks about ending up on this Ferris wheel, and the guy who's running the Ferris wheel, you hear these guys yelling at him. This is the song. Mm-hmm. And it's a beautiful song, but she says the Ferris wheel man terrorize those violent eyes, and it almost feels like there's been some kind of assault or something like that on her. But then she goes into these pages burn and the lonely learn why there's still this memory. Please explain to me, and why people love so thoughtlessly, dear diary. So. Something's happened.
That's sad.
Yeah, it's kind of scary, and it's dramatic, and it's vague.
Who is this?
All those things. Divinals.
Oh, okay.
Nothing like I Touch Myself. So that's one of the bands that you get hit with one song, and you get characterized only by that song. And this is, I think, maybe the Ferris wheel man touched her, but she didn't touch her. But it's really dark, but real compelling just to listen to her, because it's very emotional.
I need to listen to more of them. You keep bringing them up, and I only know that one album.
I know. I mean, before and after the touching self thing, just awesome. A lot of songs. Well, that was a good song. That was a good song, and it made them some money.
Before and after the touching self thing,
it just kind of happened, one afternoon. I don't know.
The second song is the next album after that's really sleepy. It's just it's
smoking a cigarette.
Yeah. Watching some crap on TV and not even paying attention.
Well, I asked around the office today if people had songs or music that made them think of autumn, and my friend Dwight, who listens all the time, he played me a song by this band Chamberlain, which I hadn't heard before. Do you know them?
Sounds familiar, but I'm not sure.
Well, he played me a song called "When the Lights Go Low," and man, it does. It feels like fall. It's like I get this. Yeah. The guy has kind of a raspy, Springsteen-ish like voice. Yeah, but it sounded great. And I have two songs about Indian summer.
Okay.
Which
we don't say anymore. Did you know that?
Well,
I know. What are you going to do? Go ahead.
I've got a good story. My boss Kay is Cherokee. Uh-huh. And she went to talk to some school kids, and she said something, because she uses Indian all the time. All the people that she knows who are Cherokee Native American, they use the word Indian. And of course, the American Indian movement, of course, that's kind of like the Negro College Fund and things like that, NAACP, different things. But anyway, so she still uses the word Indian. So I think Indian summer's okay. But she talked to these school kids one time, and she said something about Indians, and a little boy said, "You mean Native American."
I think you bow to the lady and accept what she uses.
I thought it was so funny. Yeah. But she laughed about it too.
I know. I heard that when I heard that, you don't use the term Indian summer anymore. Like, well, what do you say? Like a late summer or Native American summer?
Yeah, I mean, if Native Americans don't want me to use it, I won't use it. But, my friend who's a Native American, she uses Indian.
Okay. Well, let's go to these songs you're talking about now.
One is by Sinru.
Okay.
And it's a great song. Did they record that one here?
What?
Indian Summer? I can't remember which album that one's off of.
I don't think so.
But anyway, it's a beautiful song. And that's the thing about Indian Summer feels like such a symbolic thing, because you have this moment of nice warm weather when it's otherwise very cold.
Yeah.
And it just feels like it reminds you what you lost.
Right. And blackberry winter in spring, with that cold spell in spring, it reminds you of what you're leaving behind. So.
That's true. But it's funny because
that's tough.
In East Tennessee, we have blackberry winter, dogwood winter, everything. Every time it gets cold, it's like, what's happening?
Winter.
There's a frost,
And the band Brewer and Shipley, who had the big hit with One Toke Over the Line.
Yeah.
They have a great song also called Indian Summer, and it's
same thing.
Same thing but it's more of an emotion on, I don't think I'm prepared for the cold that's coming. And I think it's more of an emotional thing than But they were a really good band, and they did a lot of good stuff that people don't know.
Okay, give them some love, then.
That's all I got, Chuck.
I'm ready for recommendations.
All right.
You want me to go first?
If you want, we may have. I don't know if we've seen the same thing or not. But go ahead. You go.
Well, I'm going to do music.
Okay. Well, I was going to do movie.
I'm going to do Flux by Alison Goldfrapp. The reason I'm doing this is the first song on there, Hey, Hi, Hello. She's talking about spending all summer long trying to let somebody go, and now falls there. So,
right.
Name of the album again?
Alison Goldfrapp, and the name of the album is Flux.
Okay.
Now, this came out August 15th, 2025. So
it's
a recent, yeah. And she was in the duo Goldfrapp, which had a big heyday from like 1999 to 2022. She worked with Will Gregory. They may or may not have been in a romantic relationship, and they might get back together in the future. He's doing like writing for TV or theater or stuff like that. But in their Goldfrapp days, they had I think their peak period was probably from about 2003 to 2010. They had a lot of kind of sophisticated electronic kind of dance stuff, not hard rave type stuff at all. And really clever lyricism, and she's got this very distinctive, cool voice. The songs that they used to have were songs like they had Ooh La La. Number One was my favorite. The whole video, they were all dogs. So it's kind of like my dog in our videos for how we heard it. But anyway, and they had Rocket. Anyway, that was more of a dance kind of electronica then. And she's 59 now. I didn't realize she was already in her 30s when they first started hitting it. So what she's got now is, it's an interesting thing because when you hit that age, unless you're like Cher, you're not making dance music anymore because, you're trying to make music for your contemporaries and your So this is kind of, this sounds really boring, but it's really not. But it's like a electronic adult contemporary music, for lack of a better term.
Sounds really boring, Chuck.
It's very ambient. She's got her great voice. I do like Hey, Hi, Hello, but other songs, there's like a dreamy and floating sound and light, and there's a Reverberate song, which has these undulating rhythms in it that are really cool, and there's an exotic but catchy one called Fine Xanadu, which has nothing to do with the song Xanadu. It's not very inventive, I guess, but it's like it has a nice kind of warm, welcoming vibe, and it's good to hear her voice, and good to hear this, like I say, kind of ambient music, although it's a notch beyond, it's not mesmerizing or anything. It's a little hypnotic at times. Yeah. But anyway, it's Alison Goldfrapp, still going at it. The album is called Flux, came out in August.
John, you want to go?
Yeah. I'm going to recommend a fellow that I have become acquainted with over the years, a guy named Cass McCombs. Mm-hmm. He's kind of... he's done a lot of everything, but he's, I guess, can be boiled down to sort of folky guitar pop. But, he's done electronic stuff, too. But he just released an album. This is August when we're recording this. But this album came out 2 days ago. And it's called Interior Live Oak. It's 16 songs long. It's got a pretty wide variety of things. Cass McCombs, CassMcCombs. Cass McCombs. This is his 11th album. He's been doing this a long time. But I really like it. I listened to it all today, and it's...
Live oak? Is that reference to like the live oak trees or something?
Well, let's see what it says.
It's okay.
Yeah, I don't know. But
Good
he
stuff,
writes real cryptic lyrics. It's kind of, you listen to him and you think, he's saying something, but I can't quite figure out what it is.
But I like it. Divinals lady.
All right. Well, I want to recommend, because we mentioned them, Chad and Jeremy.
Okay.
1967, an album called Of Cabbages and Kings. And in 1967, after Sgt. Pepper came out, everybody wanted to make their own Sgt. Pepper. And this is not successful because the second side is kind of a mess. They decided, everybody got so ambitious. They do this full side with this suite that's called the Progress Suite of all these songs. But the first side of this album is great.
Okay.
And it starts off with a song called Rest in Peace, which, of course, they throw in a sitar, which was very popular to throw in at the time.
Right.
But it's a great little song about an undertaker and his philosophy of life. And then there's a song by the fellow who became Chicago's producer, James William Guernico, called I'll Get Around to It When and If I Can, which is just this great little song. It's basically sort of a Don't Think Twice, It's All Right sort of a tune of dumping the girl. But the whole album, the whole side of that album is just gorgeous and probably the best thing that they did outside of a summer song. So if you want to check it out, you might like the second side, though I doubt it because it's about 19 minutes or 18 minutes of something that should have been a 4-minute song. But the rest is great.
Interesting story about the manager of Chicago, Guernica.
Guernica, yeah.
He built a recording studio in Colorado.
Caribou
Studio up in Nederland, which is a little town up in the Front Range. And so many famous people recorded there. Chicago, obviously, but the Elton John recorded his album Caribou there.
Right.
John Lennon recorded there. A bunch of famous people recorded there. And then it burned down, and they never built it back.
I didn't know that. I didn't realize that.
It's just an interesting history.
Yeah, well, he was a movie director for one movie and disliked the experience so much that he never did it again. He directed the movie Electric Glide in Blue, which brought Robert Blake his first lead role in anything before he became Beretta on TV, or was in Lost Highway, the David Lynch film.
David Lynch movie.
But it's a good movie. It's got a guy that was in a lot of things called Billy Greenbush, who was, if you see him, you'd recognize him because he was in 1,000 movies back in the 70s, and he was a good actor too. But yeah, so there you go.
You were thinking that maybe we had the same visual thing? I know we don't.
Okay, we probably don't. Well, I saw Eddington.
Okay.
The new Ari Aster movie.
Yeah.
And Ari Aster was the fellow who directed Hereditary and Midsummer and Beau is Afraid. And this movie takes place in 2020, May 2020, during the pandemic, in this little town in New Mexico. And it is symbolically a metaphor for everything else or not a metaphor, a microcosm of what was going on all over the country. It's got Joaquin Phoenix as a sheriff who is not going to wear a mask.
Okay.
Pedro Pascal as the mayor who is following the line. Mm-hmm. And Emma Stone is Joaquin Phoenix's wife who is into conspiracy theories along with her mother, who lives with them, and it is a slow boil.
Okay.
But once it hits boiling point, all hell breaks loose.
Where is it? Is it in theaters or?
It's in theaters, but it's also this just started streaming to pay. We rented it for $20. But
I saw the trailer for it, and I wasn't sure if it was like a comedy or.
It's a little bit of everything.
Okay.
There's some really funny parts, really funny lines in it, but it's not quite a satire, but
this all sounds too real to be
well,
a
that's
satire.
the thing about this.
Yeah.
Is it skewers everybody, the left and the right. I was looking at what other people said about it online today. I went to Rotten Tomatoes and saw all these different people who reviewed it. And, it pisses off everybody, which is a good thing.
Yeah, nothing does that anymore. It's you pick a side and that's it.
Well, you start off thinking that they're going to make the anti-mask guy sort of a hero of it.
Oh.
And that's not... there's nobody who is not...
Nobody comes out unscathed, huh?
Everybody is severely flawed. And if you can't watch movies where everybody is severely flawed, you're not going to like it. But I couldn't decide after we finished watching it exactly how I felt because there were so many confusing emotions in it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But the more I've thought about it, the better I've liked it because it's made me think about all these things. Yeah. But the left definitely gets their share of stupidity, and the right gets their share of stupidity. And there's some very shocking moments, and there's a lot of that becomes very violent at some point. But I thought it was great. I think it's my favorite movie by him so far. I haven't seen Beau is Afraid, which is...
Yeah, that's on HBO right now.
Yeah.
I keep meaning to watch that.
Well, that's very long, and that's why I've not watched this. This is 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Okay.
Or 2 hours and nearly 30 minutes. But I never got bored. But like I said, it's a slow boil, and then once it starts boiling, it's like it overflows pretty quickly.
Okay. John?
I don't know if I've recommended this before, but my wife and I really got into. We usually watch like some kind of a sitcom to eat dinner to, and then we'll watch like an hour drama or something. And so we did Big Bang Theory years back, and it's really a funny, it's well done show. It's well written. Chuck Lorre is the guy that makes it, and so then a friend of my wife's recommended Young Sheldon, which is a spinoff, and I was like, I don't know. But we started watching it, and it is really funny. Chuck Lorre knows how to build good characters. All the characters in there are funny. Annie Potts plays Meemaw, the grandmother, and she's hilarious in it. But all of them are really well-developed characters, and the stories are really good. But it has a heart, too. It's not just cynical. All of them, they really love each other, even though But I would recommend Young Sheldon. Give it a chance. It takes a couple, 3, 4 shows before you get it.
Yeah, Sarah liked that show a lot.
But it's really good.
I think it even has a spinoff now. His older brother.
Oh, yeah. Well, I can see that happening because the older brother is
married to.
He's a funny character.
Yeah. Well, they have their own show now. So it just keeps growing and moving on. Well, so y'all know who Brett Goldstein is.
Yep.
And he's 45 years old. He's a British performer. He won 2 Emmys in Ted Lasso, playing Roy Kent.
Oh, yeah, that guy's great.
Yeah, and he is also co-creator of the show Shrinking.
Which is amazing.
Yep, I know you like that one, too. That's Apple TV. And he hosts a podcast called Films to be Buried With, and that's real. I love listening to that. You know, he's got a great voice and everything. He also has a history, sort of, even though he says he doesn't like talking about or whatever, of doing stand-up comedy, which I didn't know about. But he recorded in February. He did his first. He doesn't like live stand-up comedy or televised stand-up comedies, or I don't know. He's got some hang-ups, which would make sense because that sounds like this guy. But anyway, he did. He recorded something in February in New Jersey. It debuted on HBO in late April.
We watched it. It's good.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm recommending now. I'm getting around to it, but it's like, I'm recommending his stand-up show, which is called The Second Best Night of Your Life, which is pretty cool. And I like. He doesn't have the finesse of like a hardcore stand-up comic who has a very specific designed, it's like he goes from bit to bit and they might be kind of disconnected or whatever, but it's okay because there's something very informal and casual and conversational about him, and he's very likable guy, and he gets pretty raunchy, but he even makes fun of this. He talks about how the British can get away with saying things and doing things, and then he talks about the Germans, how they can't get away with anything at all. So that was funny, but there are a lot of good funny parts, like when he's talking about the raunchy stuff. He talks about that a 69 usually ends up as an 11 because you're side by side disgusted at what you've done. So that was funny, and he's got he has this whole thing that was pretty cool about. He has this imagination of MDMA fighting, which is ecstasy or whatever, and just how they just like they love each they don't fight or anything, and I don't know. There were a lot of things he talks about. This is something I related to. He's the son of a sexy mom. He goes, I've got a sexy mom, and she's real curvy, and blah, blah, blah. And I had a real pretty mom, and everyone talked about how pretty she was, and it just enraged me, and I didn't know what to say, and that's what he's saying. He goes, someone said, oh, you got a sexy mom, blah, blah, and goes, yeah, get some! It's like, what are you supposed to say when someone...
You showed me a picture of your mom one time. It's like, yeah, she's really cute.
Yeah, but I don't want people to tell me that. And when I was a kid, I hated that. I was like, like, she looks like your sister. sister, you know. I was like, no, I have older sister than me. I have a sister. You know, I just like tried to blow her cover and everything because it was just like, and he taps into that, like when you're the son of a sexy mom. But and he talks to them about politics and about tax the rich, and he was always into that. And he goes, and then I was on this show that I don't know if you know about, but it was a very successful show. And so I thought, well, maybe we should like tax the rich on a case by case basis. Yeah. But he has a great intro and a great outro, and it's not like earth shaking, rolling the floor of laughter, but it's very engaging for almost an hour, and so you see a whole new dimension of this guy. This guy's just brilliant in everything he does,
and he's so likable. That's the thing.
He's so likable.
You just really you can't not like him.
You say it's on HBO?
It is on HBO. Yeah, it's called The Second Best Night of Your Life. All right.
Well, there you go.
Well, I think we're done here.
Yep.
As the Thai would say, Sawadee. Anyway, you can reach out to us on howweheardit@gmail.com if you've got any ideas, suggestions, feedback. We're all over social media. Just look for How We Heard It in anything, whether it's Facebook or Instagram or X or TikTok or whatever. And we'll be back. It'll be fall when we come back for sure. Thank you.
You've been listening to How We Heard It with Chuck Campbell and Wayne Bledsoe, a podcast about music, movies, art, culture, whatever it is that's on their mind. How We Heard It was recorded at the Arbor Studio in Knoxville, Tennessee by me, John Baker. How We Heard It is a Cozy Planet production. If listening to this podcast has given you a burning sensation, then we recommend you sit in a hot tub until your symptoms fade away. If you'd like to reach out to Chuck or Wayne or even me, you can send an email to howweheardit@gmail.com. So thank you for listening, and come on back and we'll have another episode for you next week.